We made one of the best puff puff for 60 people, and in this video I am just going to be showing you the full process of how it was made. Come, let me show you. They call me Quinola, Quinola. Hi to all Quinola lovers, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I would like to say thank you so much for stopping by, and if you're a returning subscriber, you know that I really do love and appreciate you. Lest I forget, happy new month to everybody. Wow, we've made it to the month of September, and I am super grateful to God for how far we've actually come in this journey. So in this video, I'm just going to be, giving you another recipe on how to make puff puff. Okay, we're going to be making puff puff in bulk, and yeah, that's basically it. So in a bowl, I have 3.5 kg of flour. This is actually all-purpose flour. We also have 7 cups of sugar. So now let me teach you all how to calculate. You see this calculation thing here, you cannot escape it. Okay, so for every 4 cups of flour, that's for every 500 gram of flour, you are going to be using 1 cup of sugar. Okay, so for 3.5 kg, by the calculation, we used about 7 cups of sugar for this recipe, because 3 will give you about 6 cups, then 3.5 will give you about 7 cups. Okay, the calculation for the yeast is 2 tablespoons to 1 kg. 2 tablespoons to 1 kg. If you are doing 500 gram, it's going to be 2 teaspoons to 500 gram. So we are doing 2 tablespoons to for 1 kg. So times 3, that's going to be 6 tablespoons of yeast. But because we are doing 3.5 kg, we are using 7 tablespoons of yeast. We are also going to be using 1.5 vanilla extract, that's vanilla flavor, the liquid one. We are going to be using 1.5 of it. We are also going to be using 1.5 milk mixed flavor, which we usually would use. If you do not have the milk mixed flavor, just use powdered milk instead. Then we are going to be using a pinch of salt, and for that extra flavor I added the onion and pepper, which is totally optional. Okay, so you just want to pour in all the dry ingredients into the bowl, which is the sugar, the yeast, the vanilla flavor, and your pinch of salt. And then you would neatly use your hands to, mix everything together. So you just want to mix all the dry ingredients together properly before you proceed to, adding in the liquid ingredients, which is the milk mix flavor and the warm water. So mind you, while you are doing this, all you just need to do is to be boiling your water. Now I'm just trying to show you the brand of yeast I use. I usually would use the instant dry yeast for this recipe. Now you can see the way we are pouring in our water here. Like I always say, we pour our water little by little until we have the right consistency. Now something about puff puff is that it can be very tricky, especially when you are pouring in your water. Like it will just allow you to, keep pouring. Like you'll just be doing the whole pour the water in, pour the water in, and if you are not careful, your batter will be too runny. So that is the reason why we pour in, the water little by little until we get our right consistency. You can see that even until now, we're still pouring in water. So mind you, this is warm water. Okay, this is warm water. It is not too hot and it is not cold. Okay, warm water will do for this recipe. Now that we've gotten the right consistency, the next thing we just did was to proceed to, pouring in um flavor, our flavor. So the flavor we used is the vanilla extract flavor, the liquid one. I used 1.5 for this, just as you are seeing in this video. And you can also see that my batter is not too runny and it is not too stiff. Okay, my batter is not too runny and it is not too stiff. Quinola, is it compulsory I use my hands? No, please, it is not compulsory you use your hands. Okay, you can also use a spatula for this, or you can use a turning stick. Anything works for you. Anything that works for you, just do you. Okay. And then when we were done, the next thing I did, which I couldn't film at the time, was to add in the onions and the pepper that you saw earlier in the video. So when I added it in, I just tightened up the covering of it, and then I allowed it to proof for 45 minutes. Now my kitchen was warm enough because I was running this at about 4:30 in the morning. So what I just did was I had to close the windows of the kitchen to just have that warmth in the kitchen. And after 45 minutes, this is how it is. So for the frying, all you need to do is to add in your oil to the frying pan, and then you will also be adding in the onion. So while that was doing, what I did was I was trying to show you guys that the gluten that was released in the dough. Now, how you will know that your yeast is good, and also how you will know that your puff is ready for frying, is when you realize that the gluten has been released properly. So when I finished doing that, we realized that the oil was hot enough. Although after a while, because it was a bit slow for my liking, we had to transfer the frying to the cam gas, which you'll be seeing shortly. So how you'll know that your oil is hot is that the moment you drop your puff, your butter, I mean, after a while it will just begin to float. Okay, it will just begin to float. You don't really need to do much in this, right? So it will just begin to float. Then you know that your oil has the right temperature. So like I said, after a while, what we did was we transferred um everything to the cam gas, which I'm going to be showing you now. So on the cam gas, you can see that the frying was very even. You can see how beautiful and tantalizing this actually came out. I was super excited and super happy because I mean, what more can we be looking for if not, a perfectly round puff puff? Now, this size of puff puff, right, was what we needed for the event. So in the event, we were to make for 50 people, but we had some extra packages for the leaders. All right, so we packaged some for the leaders, and when we were done, guys, look at how beautiful this came out. Actually, I have a recipe for the peppered meat, which is actually not usual either. If you have come this far, then it means that you are getting value for your time. Kindly do well to like, subscribe, drop a comment, and share my videos. Please share. And do not forget to put on your post notification so that anytime I post another video, you'll be the first person to get notified. So when we were done, all we just did was to stack them up in the stick so that we won't have to be serving on site. So all we just did was put them up in the stick. So everyone just take your stick, and then whilst you're going, you just move out with your stick. And it was a very fun moment. I loved the fact that everything came out well. We were actually on time. Timing is usually sometimes the problem when it has to do with frying, especially when you are frying in bulk. So I really do appreciate the assistance by Kendall Bakes. She was really of great help to me in the kitchen, and I do not take her support for granted. So this is just me giving a shout out because I promised I was going to give her a shout out. So yeah, that's basically it on this video. So the remaining of the video, I'm just going to be showing you the outcome when we're done stacking up the 50 Guys, look at how beautiful. I always love it when, the output can be very, very nice, especially when you know that this is your handwork. It was enjoyed by many and we are super grateful for this opportunity. Thank you so much for watching and I will definitely see you in the next one. Bye.